In the 3 decades I've been in this business, I have never, not once, had a client call me and say, wow, your candidate really nailed the strengths and weaknesses question. Not that it's not important to prepare for it, but it's not going to make or break you. Where I get the most positive feedback from clients after a first interview is when the candidate was engaging in really good questions. I always tell all of my candidates to be judged by the quality of the questions that you asked, not the declarative statements that you made about what you do or what you can do. Let me say that again. Be judged by the quality of the questions you ask. There is a rule of sales that is very true, and that's that the salesperson should be doing 20% of the talking and 80% of the listening. Now, you can drive and control the conversation and have a really engaging conversation by asking good questions. So you ask a question, then you stop and you listen. The number one place to ask questions to really engage the person that's interviewing you is 1, about themselves and their background. 2, about the company, but not the canned kind of like, where do you see the company going or what do you attribute to its success, but really doing a deep dive into its products, its services, its customers, kind of the trials and tribulations of what's going on in the organization right now. Those are much more insightful questions, particularly if you're interviewing with a closely held or emerging or mid-market company where you're going to have an opportunity to interview with the senior executives of that organization. That's their baby. That's what they want to talk about. All hiring managers want to hire people that are really engaging and passionate about their product, their services, their organization. So make sure that you're not falling into that classic trap of worrying about something that might get asked instead of preparing for how you're going to engage that person. And when you get really good at it, you can control the conversation. And when I use the word control, and remember, you're letting them talk 80% of the time. You're just kind of setting the agenda and you're leading them where you want the conversation to go versus being in react mode all the time and just having to answer a question, answer a question, answer a question. It should be a good give and take. Now, I can tell you, the candidates that get hired by my clients, 9 out of 10 times, were those people that had the best engaging conversations. Didn't matter whether they were an engineer or whether they were a salesperson. It always came down to they asked the most insightful questions. Now, if you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and sign up for my newsletter, where you'll get weekly tips and tricks and techniques on finding a job in the pandemic.